Welcome to the Stephen Hartmann Podcast. What's the show? No one knows. Who am I? Who cares? Let's start the show.
Hell yeah. It's time to get this show going. Damn, it's been a long day. Sorry, this shit is going to be a quick one. I just got off work. Then I got to go to bed soon because I got to be up all early as shit tomorrow. So, sorry, guys. Going to be a quick one. I'm not sure if people like the longer ones or the shorter ones. I'd be kind of curious, what people think. I've enjoyed doing the longer ones, that's for sure. Like, I definitely start getting on a roll a little bit better. So, but anyway, I start the new job tomorrow. So, like I said, I got to be crashing out here shortly. So, just want to get this in so it's out for Monday because I know I won't have time to do it on Monday. So, I'm just getting this shit done tonight. I said I was going to talk about Big Brother today, but I still haven't even watched the shows. So I guess that'll be next week's or whenever the next time I can talk about it. Cause I might watch an episode or two tonight, but I don't even know if I'll have time. So I'm kind of curious what's going on there. Besides that, I did sports last time. So I guess I'm just going to kind of jump in the life story today. I think what I'll do, like I've talked about Arizona a little bit, how I did some pretty bad stuff at that middle school. I figure I'd talk a little bit more about the stuff that I did while I was living there. Phoenix was a very interesting couple years. Moving there definitely, I don't know. I may have, got this influence living in San Diego, but moving from San Diego to Phoenix, I definitely got introduced more into, the bad part of, stuff. I don't want to go into a lot of details, especially with names or anything, because I don't want people to, get in trouble for shit. I don't know if I should really, confess to a lot of the stuff we did. So I'll probably keep a few of the things to myself, but I will just say Phoenix was very extreme as far as how bad behavior we were. That's for sure. At least the group that I hung out with. Bunch of, kind of well-to-do white kids doing dumb shit. That's all I'll say, But like I said, I've told you the stories of messing with the security guards and stuff like that, but we legitimately did a lot of bad things on campus. We would just smoke right around the back of a school building or whatever, smoke a cigarette or even a joint or something like that. It really didn't matter. We had a little spot like right next to the school. There was a park, and pretty much every morning, all the bad kids met up and we would smoke our cigarettes or smoke a blunt or whatever people had. There were some people like crushing up Ritalin and smoking that on tinfoil and shit. And that was the first time I ever tried that. That's a pretty interesting thing. It's basically the effects of meth, but not so hardcore, I guess. But yeah, like these kids, they got diagnosed with ADHD or whatever, and they figured out that they could get high off these drugs, I guess. And that was something we would do a little bit here and there, that's for sure. There wasn't too many like hardcore drugs going on. That was probably the most hardcore thing that I can remember. It was mostly just a bunch of weed and drinking. But then we got into like drinking 40s and shit like that. See, like back then you had what we called the Haji Marts, it was the places that were owned by, foreign people. And they may have not quite understood the rules, or maybe they didn't really care, but we would go there and that's where we would buy our cigarettes and stuff. And every now and again, they would sell to kids like me who looked older. They would sell us beer and shit, even though like I didn't look 21 at that age or whatever. But if anything, we would just ask a bum to pull out for us, be like, hey, dude, go in there and grab us a few 40s, buy yourself a pack of cigarettes or something. Like we would do that all the time. So we would just be getting drunk as fuck after school or whatever. Like I remember just drinking 40s of like King Cobra or Old English and shit, just like almost daily after school, getting some kind of crazy buzz on. It was pretty crazy there for a while. I know a few times, I don't know how I even got home. I was that trashed. Like all I remembered was drinking at my buddy's place. Like we had a little park area and shit, and somehow making it home, you know? It's like, huh? Right on. I must have rollerbladed here somehow. But like my uncle never really caught on because he just never was around. So by the time he got home, I was kind of sober, you know, and he didn't really pay attention. So I was just always getting trashed there. But it was pretty crazy. Like the amount of drinking that was going on in 7th and 8th grade with all these kids. Like I said, couple of 40s, you know, like I think they were like $1.60 back then. And like I said, we were all pretty well-to-do kids. So it'd just be like, no problem. Everybody's just getting 40s and packs of smokes. It was never an issue. So like you were definitely getting trashed. We didn't really do the hard liquor too much, that's for sure. Like I don't remember drinking too much hard liquor till I was a little bit older. Like I'm trying to think if we ever really got trashed on hard alcohol in Phoenix. I think maybe there was a Halloween party that me and my buddy Ryan went to. Me and my buddy Ryan Bird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we went to that party. It was like out in Mesa or something like that, and that was some hard liquor shit. But that was like we were going into 9th grade, so you know we were a little bit older at that point, but still. Uh, like I said, it was just crazy, and I know they knew we were doing this shit. Like I said, it couldn't have been 150 feet away from the school. So the security guards, teachers, and everybody's just seeing puffs of smoke, and they got to be seeing giant bottles and all kinds of shit. So guarantee they know what we're doing. And I can only remember one time that we all got in trouble, and that was when homie had this like huge cigar, and we were all puffing on it and shit. And it was just like making a lot of smoke. So I think the principal saw it. So he was all like, all those boys over there, I want them in my office and they are getting suspended. I think we might have actually got out of school suspension for that one. But I mean, that's just vacation for kids, man. Like out of school suspension, right on. You know, at least in school suspension, they kind of make you do work. That was definitely way more of a punishment. Whenever they would send us home, it was just like, fuck yeah, we could just meet up now, go see a movie and shit. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just so weird. Like I said, the transition from, like I said, basically elementary school, and then I guess 6th grade in San Diego was kind of weird. But from that step to 7th and 8th grade, the amount of like smoking, drinking, and all that shit just ramped up a lot. And then, like I said, the other extracurriculars, not like drug stuff, just the bad stuff that we did at the school. Just, you know, it's kind of crazy to look back on. Like, why did we do this stuff? And why did they allow us to do it? Like, we would put stuff on our backpacks and stuff that would clearly get you in major trouble nowadays. Like, they would probably kick you out of the school. You would get canceled in life, like all kinds of stuff. And we just freely walked around the school with this stuff on our bag. So it's kind of crazy that the teachers and all that allowed that kind of stuff back then. But, you know, the rules are a little bit different for us. My generation was like kind of the last free generation. We weren't, you know, we didn't have to wear uniforms and shit, and we could wear what the hell we wanted to school. But yeah, like I don't know. Phoenix was pretty freaking crazy. I enjoyed it a lot. Of course, as a kid, it was fun to me. I look back and regret a lot of the stuff that I did that was like bully stuff and, being a dick and shit like that. Cause I realize all that shit's like super wrong. But like the other stuff, I had a lot of fun. It was just dumb kid shit. We didn't really know any better. Unsupervised fucking kids just out doing fucking dumb shit. It it was almost like that movie Kids, truthfully. We weren't quite as crazy as that movie, but there were definitely some dudes that like would smack a motherfucker in their face with a skateboard, just for talking wrong and shit. So like there was that kind of attitude with some of these kids. Like I said, I remember one kid, man, just like straight up threw a whole desk at a teacher one time, like trying to kill her and shit. It was crazy. Some of these guys that I hung out with definitely had some anger issues. I had anger issues, so like, it was bad. But that's why you can't leave teenage boys unsupervised, that's for sure. And especially when they have means to do things, get drugs and alcohol and do stupid shit. We're gonna do some bad stuff, that's for sure. You know, I can't really say about my friends, a lot of them had parents and stuff, so I don't know why they were so out of control. I didn't have anybody, so that's why I was so nuts. Like, I barely had someone that noticed if I was home, so I got away with doing a lot of crazy shit. Every now and again, my uncle would find out that I did something, the school would call and be like, "Hey, he did this," and then you get fucking pissed and throw my stereo at my face or something like that, and then give me like $50 to go to the movies the next day. That was my punishments. Like, I just, I did not have good parenting. So I definitely did not act right growing up at all. Like I said, I definitely regret a lot of the stuff I did to people. Like, you definitely shouldn't treat people the way I did. So, like, I definitely look back and just like, damn, I shouldn't have did all that shit. But it made me grow up into who I am as well. It made me realize all that shit. And that's why, I'm probably the way I am. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. We always heard that, treat people the way you want to be treated, but it doesn't seem like people do that nowadays. People treat you like shit. They don't care. But I always try to be very, pleasant and respectful and shit. And I think it's because I realized how bad I was growing up. Because I was, like I said, I was horrible, man. I was a bully fucking asshole. That's all I could say. And like, I know it doesn't do any good to say sorry, but I guess I'm sorry to anyone that I may have hurt, but it doesn't do any good to say that really. It doesn't change what I did. So, but I will acknowledge that I was wrong in a lot of things that I did. So that's the only thing I can do. I guess I'll fucking like transition off that because I'm kind of done talking about that now. And I'll talk about my comedy recommendation because I don't know why I was thinking about this dude today. I guess it's because I listen to a lot of old Opie and Anthony. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but they were basically guys that were like second to Howard Stern. To me, I think they were way funnier. I love that fucking show. I listened to it for 10 years at least. And they've all broken up and all kinds of shit by now. I'm not going to go into all that, but they had and have, had some of the best comedians ever on that show. And recently I was listening to it and it was like one of the tribute shows to this guy. His name's Patrice O'Neal. Trying to think of when he died. I think it was like 8 years ago. He was a big guy. He had diabetes and he had a stroke and he died. I think he was like 42. So it was pretty sad. He was super young, Funny fucking guy, man. Every time he was on Opie and Anthony, he made me laugh constantly. And his laugh was just so obnoxious. Like when you actually made him laugh, he would like fall out of his chair laughing so loud and shit. And like the laugh just made you laugh. But like this guy was a very funny comedian, man. And it's sad that he's gone so young. It seems to happen a lot with comedians. They go young. But you know, this one was medical fucking diabetes, man. That shit's sad. Like, you know, 42 is really super young for something like that. You would think we would have the capabilities to, you know, be able to keep someone like that around. Now he wasn't in the best of shape and shit, so you know, you gotta take that in hand. Um anyway, I want to play you guys a bit of his. I'm gonna play his diabetes bit, which is kind of morbid, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of figured it fit into this topic. Uh I don't know what this album is, truthfully, because the last thing I knew he did was Elephant in the Room, but this is like 2019 and it's called Live or Patrice O'Neal Live or something like that. It's on Spotify, but like I said, he has a special called Elephant in the Room. That was the last one that I know of that he put out before he died. And that shit's funny as hell. So check that out for sure as well. But I'm going to play this bit. Like I said, it's kind of like a foreshadowing almost, I guess. I don't know. He had a lot of foreshadowing to his death, which is kind of sad because like he was a part of a roast. I think it might have been the Charlie Sheen roast. I can't remember now, but almost everybody made a joke about him dying of diabetes. And then I think it was like 2 months later and he died. And all those people who made those jokes have all said like, oh God, I feel so bad and all that shit. But he would have wanted it that way. He was that kind of dude. He was that like, you got to tell this joke to see if it's funny or not. You know, it may seem horrible to joke about it, but sometimes you need to joke about it to make, light of it or whatever. So that's why I really like that guy. Like I remember a couple of times when he was on Fox, he would, people would talk about what was funny and he would just take them down and shit. Cause he's just like, you don't know what's funny. You're a reporter. Like you are not a professional comedian. You do not get to judge what funny is. But yeah, check it out. I'll play this bit right now. I'm going to kick my camera off. I'll switch it over to the screen and I'll play this bit real quick. I think it's like 2 minutes or something like that. But I may not play the whole thing.
God is hilarious. He gave me a disease where I could die from all the stuff I like to eat. The doctor didn't go, Mr. O'Neal, if you ever eat Brussels sprouts and spinach again, you could die. Oh my God, no. All the shit I like, I could pass away from. A pack of cookies could kill me. Now, I found out 5 years ago I was diabetic, so you figure I haven't eaten cookies in 5 years. But it's not the case. I'm walking through the supermarket and I see some white chocolate covered Oreos. And that's death. You understand? That's heroin and coke and everything for me. And you figure I walk right by like, what the fuck is this? This is, I could die from this. Who put this display here? But it's not, I'm sitting there, I'm shaking, I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God for the strength. I'm wasting a good prayer not to eat cookies. I'm not praying that people in Africa get food. I'm like, oh God, please give me the strength not to eat these cookies. And I'm lactose intolerant, but if I eat these cookies, I gotta have some milk. I got to. So I'm, but I don't want to die. But you got to tell yourself something to make you feel better. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need both my feet. One day I'm gonna lose weight.
Fucking Patrice, man. Like I said, I miss that guy. He was an unknown guy, kind of, but he was. If you ask comedians like in that business, they say Patrice. Like he was one of the funniest, and he was, man. Like the take that he had on shit was just, I don't know. There was no other person like him. He should have been the dude on TV that everyone knew. That the one guy, the black guy that has all the roles on TV. Yeah, that should have been Patrice. But he burnt a lot of bridges in his life. Like he told Spike Lee to fuck himself one time or some shit like that. Like basically like, nah, dude, I'm doing something. And it's like, but it's Spike Lee, dude. Like you don't turn down Spike Lee. He had like Kevin Hart as a buddy. Like he just, I don't know. He burned a lot of bridges, which is kind of sad, but what is sadder is him losing his life so young, super young guy. I don't know. Like I said, miss that dude a lot. But check his shit out, man. He's got a lot of stuff. There's hours and hours of stuff of him on Opie and Anthony. It's old, but I'm telling you, there's some funny shit on there, man. Check it out. Like, it's all on YouTube. So just Patrice O'Neal, fucking search it and guarantee like the first video you watch, you'll just fucking fall in love with that laugh and all that shit, dude. He's definitely one of the best. So check his stuff out. Like I said, I haven't had time to watch anything or anything like that, so I don't really have anything to review. So I guess this is really going to be it for today. Like I said, it's going to be a little short, but I got to go here in a few minutes. So I'm just going to end it here, and I will try to do as much as I can throughout the week, and there will for sure be one on Friday. Hopefully it's a little bit longer and I have some stuff to review because I've had time to watch TV and stuff. But I appreciate everybody. Hope you all have a fucking great week, and we'll catch you guys on Friday for sure.